Anyway.
Two Count Kyle asks, okay.
Two count Kyle?
When I start the first line and I'm like, here we go. This is one of those days. I don't always push, and people have been telling me I don't push you enough, so I'm letting them push you.
Let's dig, yeah.
Hey, Dogg, I'm going to be that guy and go for the dirt here. What do you think about the Sasha Banks and Naomi controversy and them being stripped of the tag titles? How were your experiences interacting with either of the ladies, and where do you stand on this situation? From Banks and Naomi's actions, feelings, to WWE's statement on Twitter, and then the eventual stripping of the titles.
Yeah. Look, at first, I talked, when it first happened, I talked to Bubba and David LaGreca on Busted Open Radio, and I told him I thought it was a work. And the reason I thought it was a work was because they were talking about it so much on TV. Well, then I find out it's not a work, and they're suspending them, and they're talking horrible about them on TV, and I thought that's why it was a work, because they were talking about them on TV like that. Like, I think they did the same thing when Stone Cold left, you know what I mean? It was, but I don't think it's beneficial for anybody. Like, look, there was business differences, and sorry to announce, we had to take the titles from them. We'll be holding a tournament. You know what I mean? Like, it's that, to me, that's how you leave it. And you don't air dirty laundry, because some of that dirty got on there because of you. You know what I mean? So, look, so I can say, and I don't want to overstate this.
Yep.
Naomi is the greatest thing in the world to work with, and she'd do anything you ask her, and she always had ideas and suggestions. Yep. And just look, when she was on SmackDown, she was a SmackDown Women's Champion. When I was writing the show, that's for dang sure. Joy to work with, and a entertaining young lady. Sasha, same. Entertaining young lady, great wrestler, great professional wrestler, but had some stuff in the past where she bucked up against the system a little bit. Now, look, I know you people, especially young people, go, oh, the system's rigged against them. Well, no, not really. The system sets it all up for success, and they will never put you in a situation to bury you. You may feel buried because you got an ego and your feelings get hurt, but that's not what's happening. It's creative professional wrestling decisions. It's not to be taken seriously and live by. And I know people get on me about that because I say that a lot, like it's just pro wrestling. Like, it is in real life. I know, I love it. It's been my life since I was born, and will probably be my life until I die. And I have a passion for it that is unmatched. But if you've got your priorities straight, it's just pro wrestling, man. I'm making money. I'm on top of the world. We're the tag champs. Look, the tag champs have kind of been doomed since they brought them in on every show, because there's just not enough strong talent to have a great tag division without doing a bunch of bastard tags and doing the,
So then I'll come back and say, though, and I guess I got to do my job and push. There definitely was more talent that could have been pushed and developed in lots of situations. Obviously, up on Raw and SmackDown. Obviously, down on NXT. I'm not one that's going to air out dirty laundry either.
Yeah.
And family business stays in the family. Even when you're outside of the family, it's still there. But at the same point, more could be done at certain circumstances. And for whatever reasons, it's just not.
100%. There could always be more, and that's not in wrestling booking or writing. That's in life. I could always do better. I could always do, and you're right. But life happens, man, and situations occur where we had some time with Vince, and all we got to talk about was John Cena or Roman Reigns, and we didn't get to talk about that. But could they have been on TV winning every week? Yeah. But then you got seven weeks of TV and nothing at the end because you beat everybody that was worthy of having a match with you. And so it's not easy writing an episodic television show. And for everybody out there sitting there who thinks it is, you're wrong. And I'm okay by telling you that. And it's just not that easy. My point is, if you're making good money, and of course, this comes from a 53-year-old sober man of 11 years
who's
now.
lived it, learned it, and can look in hindsight.
Exactly. I walked off and I told them on Busted Open, I threw my title in the production meeting and went home.
Yep.
My tag title, because they said,
Been there, done it.
Yeah. I've actually done what she did under different circumstances.
can
My
look
wife was
back now.
my wife was in the hospital with one lung, and I had a newborn baby and a 5-year-old son that was at home. I needed to get home, and it was. They said, well, hey, so can you do this match? We'll fly you home in the morning. Well, like they were just trying to keep everything copacetic, but I was in panic mode, and so I wasn't having it. So I freaked out and cussed everybody out and threw my title and acted like a big baby. But then they took care of everything, and we did it the next week. Like, everything worked out fine. I was the one that acted like a big baby. But in retrospect now, I see that. You know what I mean? At the time, I thought, you selfish, no good sons of bee stings. You know, you're going to ask me to stay here? Well, they were just trying to keep the show intact. You know what I mean?
That's a drink. Sorry, no good sons of beast thing was a drink.
Oh,
as well.
Is that a drink one too? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So look, I understand. I've been exactly where they've been. I just know that it doesn't help. It doesn't help anything. Like what was? I would love to know the reason why they put their titles down and walked out.
So I start to say, from being in my position of in office, in low level management, not on top, and as a kind-hearted Libra individual, I really can see both sides of the spectrum and have seen so many people's careers, and I do understand the talent perspective of wanting to be the best and having that drive to want to be on top, and also hear from the company you should have that passion and ambition to want to drive to be on the top. And then I sit and go, I understand from the company perspective of, it's bad business to air your company business out on social media into the public. And this has become not just in pro wrestling, but the way of the world now of everyone's entitled to hearing and should hear everyone's opinion, business, and whereabouts and goings-ons, when the truth is, no, they shouldn't. And it's stuff that should be kept, public. And I've been fired from companies, and I've quit companies, and I've done the wrong thing in my past and exposed information, and I've learned from that. And then you sit and you go, once again, I use the line, family business stays in the family. Even if you're outside of the family right now, it's not for other people to know. And no one does benefit from that.
It's not. Look, I think the thinking is, oh, you're going to walk out on us? Well, we're gonna tell everybody you walked out on us. You know what I mean? And I just don't know if that's
now devil's advocate contrary on the talent side. I do think that these attitudes are actually increasing the overall talent money right now. So in the end, while I don't agree, I actually think positively it may make things an improvement in the long run.
If you came and told me that they were not getting paid what they should be getting paid, I support them 100%. But if it was a creative decision that they were not happy with,
you got to put that aside and do business.
You have to. It's business, man, and it's not. Nobody's really beating you.
Yeah, I love them both. Got to work
yourself.
with them. I worked a lot with Sasha when I first got there. Love her to death. But you sit and go, it's a crazy time in the world of wrestling.
It is. It's a crazy time in the world.
The MJF situation, it's wild.
MJF. We saw her in Jacksonville, right? Oh, wait, that was another person. Sorry.
I love it. NWA wrestling fan at @fan_NWA. What did it mean to you to win the NWA World's Tag Team Championship with Conan and Ron Killings?
So I would love to say, like, oh my God, it was a dream come true that I won.
Your job, man.
I won the National Wrestling Alliance Tag Team, but the NWA was kind of dead at that time. It was like they were only doing it in Impact, and so I would say, look, I'm always happy when a company trusts me enough to give me their title, whether it be in a tag team or a singles title. When they trust you enough to do that, that's you need to be thankful for that, because not everybody gets that opportunity. So I was thankful for that, but I would have to say winning the WWF at the time titles was probably more special to me than that.